I gain knowledge that I can even use, even somewhere along the way in my life. I can definitely use it because this is a mind conditioning. This is like a personal growth kind of training. So I'm really grateful for that. And given a So yeah, my learnings. Whenever you screw up, whenever you make mistake, just rise above it. Like, don't dwell on the mistake that you actually encountered, because you will never know that it might open another door that will benefit you, not only now but in the long run. Because like, going into this um industry, you want to stay here for a long time. So there, don't dwell on your mistakes and just keep going, so that you deserve yourself, you owe yourself that, to at least try. My biggest would definitely be learn from other people's success, not from their mistakes. Because you know what, like, growing up, I would always hear, learn from other people's mistakes. But why would you learn from other people's mistakes when you can actually learn from other people's success? And that way you can mitigate, like, the problems that you will face along the way, because they already solved it for you, and you can base, like, whatever you want to achieve from their success. And that's pretty amazing to me, because it's so simple, yet it kind of shifts your point of view. For me, it kind of switches my end, because in that way of thinking, you're putting it in a positive way rather than, like, dwelling on the negative part of it. And also the art of teamwork, because you know what, I am so blessed to be working with my fellow VA, Ali. I don't know why, even my bosses are like, you know what, we're so impressed with the way you guys work together. I don't know, from the day one, I just talked to her, and I don't know, sometimes it doesn't have to be super professionally done. You have to build rapport, connection with the people that you work with, because you're going to be spending a lot of time with them anyway. So might as well have a good, genuine relationship with them. So yeah, that's my biggest takeaway. How did it help? How did this training help me? It helped me not only professionally but personally, because I gain a lot of friends over here. I gain knowledge that I can even use, even somewhere along the way in my life. I can definitely use it because this is a mind conditioning. This is like a personal growth kind of training. So I'm really grateful for that. And given a chance, if my boss will allow me, of course I want to stay here, because it's it's a community that we brought here. Like, it's a community that we built that I really enjoy to be a part of. So if ever you need me, guys, even if I'm not here, you can just message me. You can just message me anytime. Ask me about, like, personal or even professional. I am definitely open to helping you guys out. That's it for me.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. It's us again, Phyllis from the studio, quote unquote, right? And yes, I am AKA the boss or AKA the coach. And just like what we promised you, every Friday we're going to come up with an episode, right? About, a topic related to virtual assistant. And I'm very, very happy that I can introduce, Jonaline here too, right? She is now my assistant. If you got an email from me, chances is secretly it's actually from her. And she had been doing such an amazing job of managing my emails. So in the way I don't have to see my emails, I can focus on what I really need to work on. But again, I do love you regardless, because whatever that she said is literally from me. She always get approval from me, and she know what to say and how to say it. And I do believe you need a VA just like that too. So that way you don't have to constantly looking in your emails, like who's sending me an email, do I need to reply, what is going on right here, right? And again, she is doing such an amazing job for it, right? Jonaline, you want to say hi?
Yeah, hi. Hi everyone who's
What is
watching with
going on right
us.
here, right? Yes.
Hello.
Yes, that is Jonaline. And today, she's a little bit under the weather, and I am a little bit under the weather too. So if we give you a couple cough and puff, you know why. But the good news is because we are online, so we won't be able to spread any virus or diseases to you. Okay, so that was the good news. Well, today's topic, I don't know whether you guys know or not. We have an amazing, support for us. His name is Romel, and Romel is in the background. If you see some messages and stuff like that going around, that is all Romel, right? And Romel said, hey, I think today we should do a special episode for all the virtual assistant, regarding about whether as a virtual assistant, well, actually technically it's a person, when you are in the crossroad, right, to choose whether to be a freelancer or to be a full-time, full-timer, in your country, to which one is better, right, whether whether the grass is really greener on the other side, or the truth is, grass is greener where you water it. Did I just tell you the answer? Yeah, grass is actually greener on the side that you water. It's not necessary, greener on the other side. But for the argument's sake today, since I have never worked full time. Well, I mean, I worked full time in my country before, but again, I think we're just gonna go back and forth, right, with each other and let why should you be a freelancer or why should you be a full time person? All right, so Janely, are you ready for this?
Yes, boss, I am.
Well, obviously, for me, I'm very pro virtual assistant who can work from home because once upon a time, I also work for somebody, right? And the thing that I like or not like is that I have to wake up, put my makeup on, dress really well, and then drive about 45 to 50 minutes to go to work, right? And then at night doing the exact same thing. And I have to always eat out. If not, I have to bring, a container to warm up in work, right? To me, that is not freedom for me. To me, that is, even as a business owner, I have to, go into work and clock in and clock out, right? Because I need to lead by example, show my other, my other employees that I'm working. I just feel like that's very redundant because that wasted 2 hours of my day every single day when I have to. 2 hours is just for commuting, right? Another 2 hours to get ready. So technically, in a day, I'm wasting 4 hours just to go to work, to show up at work, right? So to me, I like it where, again, obviously, when I'm talking about virtual assistant, is obviously people who work from home, right? When you flip up the computer, right, and then you can immediately work. And thanks to Zoom, right? Again, unfortunately, right now we're using StreamYard, right? But with Zoom, they actually make sure that your eyebrow looks good. You have lipstick on. Your facial is really beautiful, right? So yes, today I have my real makeup. So, well, Jonathan, what do you think? I know you're pro VAs too, but give us a rundown on what would be the benefit to be a full timer in your country. Can I hear you, Jonathan?
I'm sorry. Before boss, I did not really know that there is a virtual industry work. So I am very pro in working in a corporate job or in a government agency. Um, Maybe the thing that I would like about working on a corporate or in a government agency in my city is that I get to meet a lot of people. I get to know a lot of people. I'm not just working in just one station. I have someone beside me who can help me. But other than that, boss, that's the only thing that I like about working in that. For me it's tiring to work. I mean, you have 8 hours to work in, like what you said, I you have 8 hours to work in the agent in the organization, but then you have to work 2 hours early because you still have to prepare, you still have to commute. And plus, boss, not all, but the ones that I've worked with, there we have a toxic environment. So if you applied for the job and you put in your resume that you are an accounting graduate, for them, it is outright that you should know a lot of tasks, you should know the basics of your, so they're expecting you to do more on a very low salary. So I do not like that. There's a lot of pressure, and also there's always a competition, boss. It's rare to find good co-workers. For me only, it's rare to find good coworkers. Gladly I found mine, but there are really certain people in your organization or part of your office that when you do more, they do not like it, because in our term it's called sip sip, or um it's a show, what do you
Show
call
off.
that, yeah, to show up, and they do not like that. And there are it's not really healthy in the most of the organizations that I've worked with, boss. So even though I did not yet discover the virtual industry work, I did not really like working in a corporate job. That's why when I got laid off during the first year of pandemic, I immediately applied as an ESL teacher. So if I found your your community in the first place, I would not I would not apply to any other, boss.
That is beautiful. So again, just FYI, if you are a virtual assistant and you're looking for a job, our company, our community is the best one ever. Okay, especially if you get PTSD from work, you have people who are quote unquote toxic that you guys are talking about. In our community, there's no toxic. If you are the toxin, you are out. Okay, every
Yeah.
time we hear about it, we always do damage control. In our community, is love unconditionally. So make sure you are aware of that, right? And again, if you guys are working with us in our community, right, please make sure that you uphold that, because I know that there's a lot of people out there who wants to work and they do not want dramas, because we always talk about this. If you want drama, go to Netflix, go to YouTube, right? Watch Squid Game. We don't want any drama in real life. We just want to feel it when we turn on the TV. That's it. um and I think one thing with the full timer and the freelancer, I think one of the biggest distinction that I heard about. Well, actually, there's two. And the more that I think about it, maybe the more that's gonna count, right? You know me, I'm just free thinker. I'm thinking about a lot of things. One of the big thing that one of the VA talked to me about is, um, in the full timer job, it's harder for us to get fired because we are permanent worker, right? But I told them, I said, the truth is, if you do not perform, people is gonna fire you anyway, whether it's full time, part time, what government work, whatever that would be, right? But if you work hard, you're gonna be permanent, whether you're a freelancer or not. Like what I said it before, I'm gonna say it again, right? When I've been through a tough time, right, when my budget is tight, I always ensure that I have money to pay, Monique and Mary out, because I can afford to fire them. Because if I do let them go or fire them, or I run out of money, I don't know who is going to get all my work done for me. So are they as permanent as possible? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It's just really about the mindset, right? And again, if you only do the very barely minimum, then yeah, I think maybe the full-time job will be good for you, right? Because just how Jonalyn say, I cannot go above and beyond. If I do too much, everybody's gonna, get mad at me because I do too much. And I have that experience too. I used to be a programmer, right? 3 days into it, I was like excited, right? I'm doing all these work, right? And then somebody, the people come to me, is like, hello, what are you doing? I was like, just doing my job, right? Being me, right? You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to only work 2 hours a day and serve 6 hours of computers. Literally, that's what they said to me, imprinted on me. 2 hours of work, 6 hours serving internet. Do not do anything at all. I was like, what? And then at the end, I was just like, I can't do this, because me being honest, authentic, and integrity, I have to work 8 hours because that is what my boss is paying me for. So at the end, I was like, nah, this is not working out for me. So I know that for sure, right? So I feel you, Jonalyn. I'm happy that you are with us and actually in my organization. So, and then the second myth that not really myth, the second thing that I think is a big target too is health insurance. A lot of people is talking about, when you are freelancer, right, you usually do not get health insurance. And again, yes, I totally agree. You do not get insurance when you're when you are a virtual assistant. Just kind of like in my country, when I'm a real estate agent, I don't have insurance. I have to provide my own insurance, without my quote unquote, my employer doesn't pay for it. However, if you are really really a phenomenal freelancer for your client, and you guys are working with each other for years, right, in the end, if you ask them for it, would they provide it to you? Most likely they would, right? Most likely they would. But again, it's not compulsory. But if you really think about everything, right, again, obviously I'm thinking about it, if I'm a virtual assistant, I save about 4 to 8 hours traveling to my work every single day, and then it's not in a toxic environment, right? That means I'm not going to get sick often anyway, right? I should be able to just seek out and get my own health insurance, right? Again, with Monique has been with me for 9 years. I never provide her health insurance, and she always provided for herself. Truth is, we are starting to look into it, but again, I think it's just a give and take, right? I mean, what are you willing to do for just the health insurance, right? And obviously, right now, I know with COVID, things are a little bit tougher, right? But in the past, it was never. The truth is, in my organization, I hired so many VAs so far. Nobody actually ever brought it up about health insurance since they know that they're working as a virtual assistant. Johnny, anything you want to add or suggest or feedback on?
Um, with regards to the health insurance, boss, I guess we don't hear in our community that they want the health insurance, because the truth, boss, they are talking about getting their own insurance because they are paid more as a virtual assistant. So it is their own initiative
Mhm.
that they will not subscribe, they will get the insurance for themselves and their family by the pay that they are getting, because according to some VAs that I've talked into the breakout room, they can already afford. Unlike when they are working on the corporate job, it is an outright deduction, but then the pay that you are getting is very less. So it is in their term, it's a pain in the ass. Although they know that it is important, but because the deduction is big, and the salary is very low, so often opt that they wanted to opt that they could have the salary in full, no HMO or no deductions for the health insurance. But now that they are virtual assistants, or they are paid more, so it is their own initiative to get the health insurance for themselves and their family. So it's a win-win.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. See, that is the answer for you, because ultimately it's still deducted from your paycheck, but it's just the lower paycheck or higher paycheck. And ultimately, freelancer, you get a better paycheck. And at the same
Yeah.
time, I mean, the truth is you save a lot of money. You really save a lot of money, right? The travel, I remember Monique, when I was talking to Monique, Monique used to work for a BPO industry. And, and again, you have to work at night, and you are taking the Jeep, right? And you don't know who they are. They're not licensed, and they just hop on a stranger Jeep, take a 2 hours ride, go to work and then come back. And she said physically, she just doesn't feel safe. Am I right?
Do you want me to add, boss? Yes, I the one thing that I don't like working as well before is, even though me and my fiance, we have motorcycle, he would always fetch me. But before that, was I would always have to travel. And in the Philippines, when you're late, you get deducted, and the deduction for being late is very it's very big, boss. And there is no pay when you
Oh.
do overtime. So
Oh.
yeah, so it's a thank you when you do overtime, and it's a big deduction when you're late. Plus you have to travel, especially for me, I have to travel like 15 minutes from my house. And sometimes it depends, boss, because the city hall in our place, it's very far. So most of the when you commute, the drivers wouldn't agree, or they would ask for more fare just to get you to your destination. So I really don't like it, but especially if it's raining or it's very hot, very hassle, boss.
Oh man, I need to really learn more, even more than what I already have about you guys' culture. Because man, maybe we should really implement that for our company too, huh? Whoever that is late, have to have a huge deduction. But well, we're not gonna do that yet, right? Because we're all talking about positivity, right? Um, but yeah, I really do think that as a freelancer or full timer, it really, just like what I always train is, it's really depending on how much going above and beyond you do. But as a freelancer, again, I cannot guarantee all the business owners that who will hire you outside of my environment, right? Because I don't know them, I don't know how they will treat you, right? But within our organization, all of them are very generous. Like I haven't seen, all these amazing, generosity from, their business owners. But ultimately, why would they be so generous? Is really depending on you, depending on how much above and beyond you go, with your client, how much they feel you, how appreciative they are for you. Am I right? Again, I would like to bring up this example, but I shouldn't, but I am. Okay. But one of our virtual assistant in the community, right? I know that he worked less than a year, right? And he worked with a client to go through all these video editing. Actually, we already named the name before. But the client decided to give him $1,000 Christmas bonus so that he can go buy a new laptop because the laptop is running down. I was like, wow, like that's amazing. That's putting some pressure on me so that I need to be more generous, right? But the key is, are those people out there? Absolutely, right? But at the same time, as a freelancer, right, or a full time employee, whatever it is, you also need to make sure that you find the right clients. The reason why we start this community is because, and I don't know whether you guys know or not, at this moment, right, in our community, is strictly referral based. So the good client refer good clients. So we don't really have any clients that's like stranger hopping in and just really wanted to use our service. We don't have that because I want to make sure that, as a virtual assistant, you are getting taken care of because I know how hard you work. And I know that, the money really means a lot to you, right? So just be aware of who is the clients that you're working for, because I have been hearing a lot of stories that really broke my heart, right? People who work for a month and then the client just MIA on them, not paying them back, like was mean to them, like I hear a lot of those stories. But again, you need to be, like when we interview you, we check everything about you. Again, our interview process is not easy. Okay, there's a lot of things that you need to do, but at the same time, when you are, don't just say yes when a client is offering you a job. Make sure that you check on them too. Are they review good? Are they a new company? Do they have money to pay you? Right? Are they mean or not? Right? Because ultimately, it's pretty easy for us to turn our back on you and not pay you too. You get what I'm saying? So make sure that you find the right people, right, to sign the right contract. Does it kind of make sense? Janalyn, you have anything you wanted to add?
Yes, boss. That's why I always brag to my friends, and I always invite them to apply in our community. It's because they cannot find this community or all the process in other company who's hiring virtual assistant. Not only the first and foremost, we will no longer find a clients because we already have a clients. We're just gonna find a VA for them. And when we hire a VA for them, we make sure that their personality matches with our clients, so we know that they will really meet halfway. They will really understand each other. And the VA and the client, uh, we know that they will start in a good standing. So that's what I love, especially on all of the trainings, on all of the training. So that's what I really love, and I always brag and always say to people that if you find this first sentence in the online jobs, do you do you want to belong in a family like that? As okay, apply for that no matter what, and make sure you get in, you do everything. Because um it's true, boss, that there's a lot of processes. We have to pass so many requirements in your company. And it was the first time I said to myself, "Naku, there are so many requirements. Why are they so requiring a lot of this?" And I understand when you hired me for my first client, and when you hired me for you, I understand that they are more important than those basic requirements, because then it will tell you in the long run how will you perform with your clients. So I love that, boss.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for loving it because I know that we have gotten a lot of messages, right? Is this company legit? Why do they ask so much things about us, right? And well, I mean, since this video is for all the VAs, so let me tell you why. Number one, if you don't go above and beyond during the interview process and process everything, do you think you're going to be a good one after we hire you? Most likely not, right? The second thing, a lot of VAs is like, I just really need a job right now. So, oh man, this is a good job. I'm going to apply for it. However, you forget that, if let's say you are an introvert, right? You're a shy person. You don't like to talk to people over the phone, but then you apply for a call center person position. Do you think that you're going to last long? Even if your client's great and you make good money, most likely you're not going to be because you are not your true self. you just need a job, you know what I'm saying, and you're just trying to keep yourself for a job. That's why we asked you about that too, right? Third, we asked you a lot of questions, I know, right? um because we wanted to know, about you, right? Are you tough? Are you selfless? Are you a responsible person, right? Are you, I mean, the truth is, sometimes we look into your spacing, and your grammar, right? Because ultimately we're looking for people who speak really good English. And again, nowadays Grammarly is so easy to be used, right? So you can easily turn on your Grammarly and say, oh, I got a mistake here, I got a spelling there, and just fix that. Some people don't fix things, and if you're one of those, you wonder why you could get a job, because you didn't take it seriously, right? And again, in this community, I really believe that we are very sacred. Every person that go through this process, I love them. They're just so positive, they're so grateful, they always go above and beyond, they are very humble. And that's what we want. We are not going to open our floodgate and get everybody in, because this is sacred. This is like the heaven for virtual assistant, right, Tara? Absolutely. That's why we want to know that, because beside ensuring that the quality of people is good, we also wanted to protect you. I cannot tell you how many times I hire people blindly, and ask Jonathan, she knows too, right? And at the end, it didn't work out. I skipped my own process. Okay, I skipped my own process, and I hired the people. I was like, maybe it's too long. I just want to hire some people. It didn't work out. 10 out of 10 times, right? So again, those processes is very important, very crucial, and you need to know about yourself. If you don't know about yourself, you should, because not every job that make money will make you happy. Okay, you need to do what you really enjoy, and it will make you happy. Like what Jonaline is, right? Jonaline loves to talk, but not all the time. But she's very organized, and she's a little OCD too. So what she does right now is like managing my emails, right, my reporting, ensuring that all the clients is being delivered, and help me with some a little bit training here and there. Great, right? One day I was like, hey, you might have to do sales call. She's like, oh, boss, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do a sales call. But I understand where she's coming from. You get what I'm saying? Again, same with you. Be awesome, be authentic, be truthful to yourself. Is this the right job for you? Again, if it's not, it's okay, because there's so many jobs out there, right? And again, on the same token, for us is, if you don't perform, it's okay, because there's so many other VAs who is looking for a job. That's why going above and beyond, whether you're a freelancer or full timer, it is very important. It's just that in our organization, in our community, we really care about you a whole lot. I even people sometimes come to me and say, hey, Phyllis, my boyfriend just cheated on me. What should I do? And I was like, wow, like they even asked me that questions. Ultimately, I talked to him, I talked to her, right, and talk to them, right, and I figured it out. And I follow with them just to make sure that they feel good, because this is the community that we have. We support each other, we love each other unconditionally, and we know that you wouldn't do anything intentionally bad to the community or your clients. You just need to learn and feel forward with it, right? Trust is a huge thing for us too. Janelle, you want to add something about that?
Um, I would just like to agree, boss, that we want our VAs who are applying for us to go above and beyond, and even during the first processes of becoming the virtual assistant. Just like what Miss Mo said, Miss Mo would always say that she really knows who are the VAs who's going to stand out on the community, and who's going to just be for a week or a shorter period, and they're gonna be replaced, because during the interview they will turn off their cam, they will not submit their notes, they will not so from that, boss, Miss Mo would said, I this VA will not last long in the, because she's not doing above, and she's not going above and beyond. And um and I think that it's a waste of time if you are like that on the first processes. How will we know that you are going to perform when there are bigger tasks ahead of you, when you are hired by your clients? And our clients are the best. I can always say that our clients are absolutely the best, the most the kindest persons that I know, the most generous. And they deserve to have the super VAs that they are asking for in the first place. So if you really want to keep a job, if you want to work in such a wonderful community, I need we need that these VAs who are applying to start in the beginning to be more, to give your best, to comply with everything, because by then we will know that you are really up for the bigger task, because that's just the first process and you're not complying. So how much more if your clients are going to give you more? So we need you to just like what boss said, we need you to be more even during the hiring process, because if you do more and you give your best and you comply with everything, we know that you're gonna last long, and being employed with our clients and being trained in this community will be the best thing that will ever happen to you. And by the way, this is my Thanksgiving story. So I always say this in my Facebook, in my Instagram, in everything, that being hired in the community with Phyllis, it's my Thanksgiving story, and I will always say this is the best thing that happened to me even during the pandemic. So apply in our company now. Apply in our program now. We already have the clients. We just want the best VAs to apply to us.
Yes, absolutely. I think Romel just reminded me. I think the debate we already won, right? Virtual assistant, but not just any virtual assistants, the virtual assistant in this community, right? Even like what Porcini was just saying, being with this community helped me a lot to become myself and to know better myself, to know what I want. Absolutely. Because again, if you don't know what you want, how can we make you happy, right? How can you make yourself happy? You won't. Am I right? That's why we are doing all these, like what James said, be more and do more, right? We taught all the VAs about be do have, right? And just a lot of different knowledge that we're training you to get to who you are. Again, giving you a job is what you need, right? I'm giving you a job is what you want, but the daily training, the life transformation is what you really need, so that you can deliver better and you can live a better life. You know what I'm saying? And I can't say enough, because ultimately the reason why I'm really doing that is because I was a lost soul for a long time, and I wasn't happy even if I achieve a lot, right? So and I'm just feeling so fulfilled that I can use what I don't have in the past, and now I have it, to send it to all the VAs that is in our community, so the way they can learn more, do more, and be more, and get more, right? Because if you do more, be more, right, eventually your client's going to give you more, right? Because we could not, like, even if we close our, because your shine so bright that even if we close our eyes, we can still see your brightness. That is how amazing the VAs in our community is. And tell you a secret, some of the Romel reminded me that he hasn't done interviews for a while, right? Some of our VAs, like, they actually stay in the interview process. Like, if they didn't get hired the first time, they'll do it the second time, the third time, until they get hired by one of the clients, because that is how determined they are that they want to be in this community. So again, that was such a good blessing, from us, because we know that they're good, because ultimately a lot of the VAs that we have here now is also referrals. I don't know if you know that or not. Like, Jonathan will refer her friends, right? And obviously, if Jonathan is amazing, her friends most likely is going to be amazing too. You know what I'm saying? So we refer the good, So now it's like, okay, the good VA referring the good VA, right? The great clients is referring the great clients. So, we're just going to keep going out, we're just like, building a heaven on earth for ourselves, and I'm just really happy and ecstatic about, what we have been doing and building. And now we can really be focusing on having fun and enjoying, instead of fixing your problem and see what is going wrong with you. And that is what I really, really want. I was talking to, Jonalyn and Monique. That's like, man, I really want to take you guys, on like a 1 month vacation, right? And everybody's doing whatever that they need to do, right? And but the top-notch people will just go have fun. We're gonna organize something in Philippines, to help you guys, change your life, change your world, change your family members. And yes, actually, the funny thing is we have actually quite a few couples that work with us. Again, they're different clients, okay, different clients, but they both work in the same community. So sometimes it's fun, because I would tell the wives, like, hey, tell your husband about this, okay? He's like, okay, boss. Hey, tell your husband about that, okay, boss. So again, it's so much fun in this community. I just cannot say enough. And again, whether you applied it a job with us or not, again, if you apply for here, you do need to suck it up and get all the work done, right? And make sure your camera is good. You speak good English, right? Your grammar is good. Ultimately, the number one thing is you need to care. You need to care about yourself. You need to care about other people, right? That's what we wanted to really see, right? And again, everybody who is responding and commenting on the message right now, they're all working with us, right? And they always do it. Romel and James always, speak up, right? Jonalyn is hosting, our trainings right now. And it's fun, and And we usually want you to do what is fun for you instead of what you don't really like to do, right? Like, for example, Monique. Monique is a people person, right? She likes to lead the team. She's a nerd. I think one time I get her to do accounting. She's like, boss, I think I'm going to quit soon. Because she doesn't like numbers, you know? So again, be aware of that. But I think, the answer of of the topic today, the truth that we really want to influence you is, Journaling, do you think a full timer is better or a freelancer is better? Which one the grass is actually greener?
Being your virtual assistant, boss. Being a virtual
Yes.
assistant.
Yes, being a full-time virtual assistant, because I'm telling
Yes.
you, you get paid more, right? You don't have to travel, right? You can spend time with your family any given time. A lot of moms, single mom, what they do is they work at night, daytime they take care of their kids and still make good money, and eventually they get a helper working with them, right?
Yeah.
And Romel said the only number I love is the digit on Payoneer. Romel, you are funny. But yes, I think this is the true life, and the truth is, can I tell you one thing? My life is exactly your life. I am doing the same thing. I flip on the computer and I work. You flip on the computer and you work. You are ultimately achieving the life that what everybody else want a lot sooner without doing a lot of extra stuff, right? I run a business, that's why I work from home, right? But you just have to work as a freelancer and you can work from home too. And Monique used to, go to, I think, Hong Kong or Taiwan or Thailand, right? And again, what do you need to bring? Oh my God, how am I going to make money? Just open up the laptop, ta-da, right? And you can work as long as you have internet, right? And that is the life that we want. That is the real life. That is the new life. That is the millennial night life. That is, and if you don't catch that train yet, please catch it sooner or later. And one last thing, if you are a virtual assistant, if you want to be a virtual assistant and you do not have any experience at all, right? I know some people go to courses, but I mean, a lot of the time, you should be able to just come into us because we do give you basic training. So that way you can be easily working well with your clients. So we do provide you a lot of support. Right. All right, Jonaline, I'll let you have the last word and close it out because Romel tell us that it's already 37 minutes.
All right. So everything that boss said and everything that I added are true. Um I just want to say that being a virtual assistant is the best thing that has happened to me, and not just to me but to my family. I want you to know that if you if you want this kind of life, then go hop on the train, apply, and we will assure you that you will have the best clients. We already have the best clients. We will give you one. So come join us, and we just want to encourage you that if you want this kind of life, then be more and do more. We just want you to do the not the bare minimum. We want you to give your best, because actually when you get hard, when you are part already of the community, it's all for the best. And I can only say that yeah, just what I've been telling for the past 37 minutes. This is the best thing that has happened to me. And if you get on the training, it will heal some part of you, and it will allow you to grow more as a person, as a virtual assistant. And the trainings are not just only as for a virtual assistant. This is a training of a lifetime. You can apply it to yourself, you can apply it onto your relationships, and definitely you can apply it into everything, in every area of your life. So yeah, this is the best thing. So there is no more debate for that. I hope that we answer this debate, and you are convinced that life will never be the same if you become a full-time virtual assistant, especially if you are under Phyllis song coaching program.
All right, man. She's providing the best commercial for us. Don't you see that? She just loved me too much, right? They love the community too much. The truth is, everybody loves us, right? And yes, like what Danica say, yes, boss. Super rich VAs. Yes, we are not just riching in the pocket, but we're also rich in our mind and our
Yes,
heart. All right.
true.
So, happy Thanksgiving. If you have not heard me saying that to you, right? And we are, now getting busy preparing for Christmas and Christmas bonus. Yay, right? So, anyway, enjoy your weekend. And we love you very, very much. And we will see you next week. Talk to you soon. Mwah.
Goodbye.
He has really hugely helped our business. What does Phyllis do? Well, she helps find virtual assistants. My name is Mishkin Bertigue. I am the CEO and co-founder of Bertigue Consulting. We help organizations with execution, adaptability. We really focus on, the folks in middle management who are really stressed out by, conflicting issues with, executive direction and results that they want, and then the staff at the other end who are, struggling and really find their working environments frustrating. Have been running this business for a long time, and honestly, one of the things that's always been an issue for me is capacity. How do we get all the things done that we need to get done? And so a few months ago, I came across and heard about from my wife actually, about Phyllis Song and her way of helping businesses with virtual assistants. I want to just give huge thanks to Phyllis Song and her team. Phyllis does amazing things. She has really hugely helped our business. What does Phyllis do? Well, she helps find virtual assistants for you. Honestly, Phyllis's service was incredible. So what did it look like? Basically, she asked me what kinds of support that I needed in the business, and I described a few different things. For my business, that included I needed an executive assistant to help me out personally. I also needed someone to help with sales and customer support, and I also needed a couple people to work on social media marketing. Phyllis posted some listings for some positions. She did some ton of screening interviews, and came up with a small set of candidates. I participated in the final group interview and found some amazing individuals to help our team. And when I started this process, I wasn't sure what it was going to look like. How would they interact and stuff. But when I did that screening interview, the thing that really came across that was amazing, and which I didn't really expect. We all have kind of prejudices, right? I had this kind of expectation or prejudice that I was kind of hiring like robots, people who would just, get trained, take some tasks and do them. But when I was doing that interview, that final interview, I realized these are incredibly talented people who have a variety of experience, depth of experience, and that they really need to be full team members. So it's getting close to 2 months ago, we hired 4 virtual assistants. They started, we integrated them with our team. Yes, of course, we had to do some onboarding, but Phyllis helps with that too. So Phyllis has this amazing training program that she does with all the new virtual assistants. It's part of the package that she offers, and they are fantastic. I just cannot speak highly enough about how much of a huge difference Phyllis has made for the business that I'm in. People who are in executive or senior leadership roles, they already know this, that you need leverage. You need to leverage your time, you need to leverage your money to do amazing things. And this is one part of that strategy of leverage that I highly recommend to everyone, and specifically get in touch with Phyllis Song to help you with this. I am constantly recommending Phyllis to people that I talk to. So really strongly, 100% stand behind her. Amazing service. Totally worth it. The ROI is off the charts. So if you're even thinking about it, you need some leverage on your time and your money, check out Phyllis Song and get her to help you find some virtual assistants.